The morning sunlight gently filtered through the dense canopy, bathing the gathering disciples in its warm embrace. Buddha's serene gaze met theirs. He spoke, his voice soothing like a river's flow. Today, we reflect upon the roots of suffering. One disciple, trembling with earnest curiosity, asked, "Master, what is the true source of suffering that burdens mankind?" Buddha took a sip from his cup of tea, and replied, "Suffering arises from our attachments and misconceptions of permanence, the yearning for possessions, recognition, and control fuels the fire of suffering," he said, his words resonating with profound truth. A disciple named Ananda asked, "Master, if attachment causes suffering, how can one detach and find peace?" Buddha poured tea into Ananda's cup, the steam rising in delicate spirals. "Observe this tea, my dear Ananda, enjoy its aroma, warmth, and taste, but accept its impermanence. Life is akin to tea, transient and fleeting." Ananda nodded, watching the delicate patterns of steam dissolve into the air. Reflecting on the impermanence Buddha had described, the master continued, "Clinging to the illusion of permanence in an ever-changing world leads to inevitable disappointment and anguish." Another disciple raised his hand. "But how, Master? Can we overcome attachment when the heart desires permanence in all it loves?" Buddha smiled gently. "Through mindfulness and wisdom, one can transform desire into acceptance and find joy in impermanence." He gestured to a blooming flower nearby. "Its beauty enchants, yet it wilts with time. Both aspects are equal in its existence." The flower's symbolism sunk deep into the disciples' minds, igniting a flicker of understanding amidst the riddles of existence. Buddha rose from his seat, walking towards the stream, beckoning the disciples to follow him to the flowing water. He knelt by the stream and said, "See this water flowing freely, never halting. It teaches us life's essence, constant motion. By observing nature's flow, we learn to embrace life's impermanence without resistance or fear," Buddha explained with graceful clarity. The disciples watched the waters dance, shimmering under sunlight, their hearts swaying with the rhythm of Buddha's teachings. "Master," one disciple hesitated before asking, "how does one remain free from suffering in moments of inevitable loss?" Buddha replied, "Grief is born when attachment and longing cloud the mind. Acceptance clears the mist and reveals the truth. To detach is not to cease loving, but to love without possession, allowing freedom for all beings," he added profoundly. Ananda, now engrossed in thought, asked, "Master, does detachment mean abandonment of all desires and dreams?" "Not abandonment, dear Ananda, but the understanding of their impermanent nature. Live, aspire, and love while embracing the truth," Buddha answered. The disciples whispered among themselves, their discussions of impermanence blending harmoniously with the murmurs of the flowing stream. A young disciple approached Buddha cautiously. "Master, does impermanence render life meaningless if everything fades?" Buddha's eyes softened, his tone like a gentle breeze. "Impermanence imbues life with meaning, for its fleeting nature makes it precious. If the flower bloomed eternally, would its beauty carry the same weight in your heart?" he asked, wisdom flowing with grace. The disciples pondered his words, realizing that impermanence enriches existence, bestowing value to fleeting moments shared and cherished. Buddha then gestured to a towering oak tree. "This tree's shadow offers comfort, yet it vanishes with the sun's departure. Learn from it, Master," a disciple ventured. "How does one live a life of mindfulness amidst chaos and demands of the modern world?" Buddha replied, "The mind, when centered, can remain undisturbed by chaos. Much like the lotus blooms amidst muddy waters, the path to mindfulness begins with observation, introspection, and practicing the Eightfold Path," Buddha stated, each word clear and deliberate. A disciple whispered, "Master, the Eightfold Path feels distant and arduous. How can one commit fully?" Buddha gazed into the horizon. The Eightfold Path is a journey, not a race. Each step matters, and patience brings wisdom. Begin with a single mindful breath. Even the greatest journeys begin with a first step, he encouraged the weary disciple. As twilight descended, Buddha poured another cup of tea and offered it to the disciple closest to him. "Drink." The disciple drank, savoring each sip. "Master, this tea tastes richer with understanding its impermanence." "Why is that?" Buddha smiled. "Awareness adds depth to experience. Knowing that life is transient enhances its beauty and significance." The disciples nodded, hearts brimming with humility and curiosity. The teacups now symbols of universal truths. Buddha's words lingered in the evening air, guiding his disciples to embrace impermanence as an ally, not a foe. Together, they meditated beneath the Bodhi tree, seeking peace amidst life's fleeting moments. Guided by Buddha's enlightening teachings, another day, another gathering under the shade of the Bodhi tree. The disciples awaited Buddha's wisdom with bated breath. Buddha observed them with serenity, his voice carrying peace. "Today, let us learn from the lotus." Pointing to the lotus blooming in the pond, he asked, "What does this flower teach us?" Sariputta answered earnestly, "Master, it teaches beauty." Buddha nodded. "True, but beauty is just its surface. Its true lesson lies in its journey. The lotus rises from mud yet blooms unsullied. Its purity shines despite the murky waters surrounding it," Buddha explained. "Like the lotus, we can rise above our challenges and remain untouched by the defilements of the world," he continued. A disciple hesitated before asking, "Master, how does one remain unstained in the midst of life's difficulties?" Buddha replied, "Through mindfulness and virtue, one cultivates an inner sanctuary of peace that no external force can taint." He gently touched the water's surface, creating ripples. "See how the lotus floats, unshaken by the water's movements. Such is the life of one who practices awareness. Their tranquility endures amidst life's trials," he added. Another disciple asked, "Master, what is the source of this tranquility you describe?" "Tranquility arises from understanding impermanence, letting go of attachments, and embracing life with gratitude and humility," Buddha answered. "The lotus blooms not by clinging to the mud but by seeking the sunlight above," Buddha elaborated further. His words resonated with the disciples, each contemplating their struggles and the potential to rise above them. Buddha then picked a lotus petal, holding it delicately. "This petal's beauty will wither, yet its existence enriches the lotus. Likewise, life's impermanence enhances its meaning." Urging us to cherish each moment, he explained with profound grace. The disciples gazed at the lotus, their reflections mirrored in its pond. Hearts heavy with newfound insights, one disciple asked, "Master, how can one face loss and still find meaning in life's transience?" Buddha smiled gently. "By accepting loss as part of life's flow and finding gratitude for moments shared," he gestured to the setting sun. The sun's descent doesn't negate its warmth. It promises another dawn, another opportunity. "Master," a young disciple asked softly, "does detachment from suffering mean abandoning feelings and connections?" "Not at all," Buddha responded. "Detachment means loving freely without clinging, allowing yourself and others the freedom to grow." The young disciple pondered Buddha's words, understanding that detachment deepens love rather than diminishes it. Buddha turned to another disciple. "Why does the lotus bloom? What does it seek?" "Master, it seeks sunlight," the disciple answered. "Indeed, like the lotus, seek the light of wisdom, compassion, and inner peace amidst life's challenges," Buddha instructed. His words lingered in the air, flowing like the gentle breeze caressing the lotus petals. A curious disciple asked, "Master, can everyone become like the lotus, rising above defilement and suffering?" Buddha's voice held confidence. Every being holds potential to rise. For the seed of enlightenment lies within all. The key lies in nurturing this seed through mindfulness, discipline, and unwavering effort, he explained patiently. A rustling sound startled the disciples. Buddha noticed their distraction and smiled. "Observe your reactions. What do you feel?" "I feel unsettled, Master," one disciple admitted. "Good," Buddha said. "Awareness of your unrest is the first step. Now, practice bringing your mind back to stillness." The disciples closed their eyes, focusing on their breath, grounding themselves in the present moment. Buddha encouraged them. "Observe without judgment, like the lotus. Rise above distractions and remain centered in your inner calm." They breathed deeply, feeling the weight of their concerns lifting, their hearts growing lighter. Buddha resumed his teaching. "Remember, tranquility is not the absence of chaos, but the mastery of peace within." His words inspired the disciples, each visualizing the lotus as a symbol of their potential. As the evening deepened, the lotus shimmered under the moonlight, its beauty a testament to resilience and grace. Buddha spoke again. "The lotus, though rooted in mud, finds strength in its connection to the earth and water. So too, we must honor our roots, learning from our challenges while seeking the higher truths," he concluded. The disciples bowed in gratitude, their hearts filled with reverence for the teachings of the lotus. Buddha's presence radiated peace, his teachings illuminating the path for those seeking enlightenment. Another day, another gathering beneath the starlit sky. The disciples assembled to hear Buddha's teachings one final time. Buddha poured tea with deliberate calmness, his movements graceful as the moonlight shimmered on the surface of the cups. "Tonight, we reflect on endings," Buddha said, his voice steady and filled with compassion. A disciple asked, "Master, does the inevitability of endings not bring sorrow and despair?" Buddha smiled, his gaze soft yet profound. "Sorrow arises when one resists endings. Instead of embracing them as a natural flow," he gestured to the tea leaves, steeped in water, their essence now transforming the liquid. "Observe the tea. These leaves give themselves fully, knowing their form changes. Yet, their transformation serves a higher purpose," Buddha explained. The disciples observed their cups, the tea becoming a metaphor for life's inevitable transformations. Buddha continued, "Life is a series of transitions. Each ending seeds a new beginning. Just as the moon heralds another night." A disciple named Ananda spoke softly. "Master, how can one accept loss without succumbing to grief and bitterness?" Buddha gazed at the stars above. "Grief is not the enemy. It is the teacher, showing us the depth of our attachments. To embrace endings with gratitude transforms grief into wisdom," Buddha added, his words resonating like a gentle breeze. Another disciple asked, "Master, what is the meaning of life if everything ultimately fades away?" Buddha sipped his tea. "Life's meaning lies not in permanence but in its interconnectedness and the legacy of our choices. The tea's flavor fades, but its essence remains. Our actions ripple through the world, long after we pass," he explained. The disciples reflected on their own legacies, contemplating the footprints they would leave behind in the sands of time. Buddha set his cup down, his expression serene. "Do not mourn the fading tea. Instead, savor its presence while it lasts." A disciple ventured, "Master, what is the purpose of awakening when the awakened must also face endings?" Buddha replied, "Awakening reveals the truth of impermanence, helping one to live fully while letting go without resistance, like the tea leaves. Awaken to serve others, embracing impermanence as a gift rather than a burden," Buddha shared. The disciples felt their hearts stir with a blend of understanding and sorrow. Their minds absorbing Buddha's words, Buddha poured tea for his disciples again. "Drink deeply, for this may be the last tea we share together." Ananda hesitated before asking, "Master, will your teachings remain after your passing?" Buddha's eyes sparkled with wisdom. "My teachings are not bound to me. They are in every moment, every breath, every connection. Seek the truth within yourselves, and you shall find my presence in your awakening and compassion," he said gently. Another disciple asked, "Master, how can we carry your wisdom when you are no longer here?" Buddha smiled, his demeanor unwavering. "Be a light unto yourselves. My wisdom lives in your mindfulness, actions, and love." His words carried both a farewell and an invitation, urging the disciples to step into their own paths of enlightenment. Buddha gestured to the teacups. "This tea is not mine nor yours. It belongs to the interconnected flow of existence. Drink not for possession, but for appreciation of its journey. Like the breath you inhale only to exhale," Buddha continued. The disciples drank, their gratitude filling the evening air, a silent tribute to their teacher's infinite compassion. Buddha spoke again, "Do not fear my passing, for I am not confined to this body. I am in all life. I am in the tea, the lotus, the wind's whisper, and the path you walk," he assured them lovingly. A disciple raised his cup, tears shimmering in his eyes. "Master, your teachings will illuminate our lives forever." Buddha acknowledged him with a nod, his presence radiating peace and quiet strength as the moonlight embraced them. As silence enveloped the group, Buddha said softly, "Endings are but beginnings concealed in life's infinite dance of impermanence." The disciples meditated in quiet reverence, their hearts reflecting the truths Buddha had woven through his words and actions. Buddha closed his eyes, his final words lingering in the air, "Be mindful. Be kind. Be free from suffering." The tea cooled in their cups, a poignant reminder of impermanence, yet filled with Buddha's teachings to guide them onward. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts heavy yet light, carrying Buddha's wisdom as an eternal flame within their souls. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.